Number 10. Lawrence Sullivan. In 2018, a Florida man who emulated the Joker, Batman's arch nemesis, was arrested on gun possession charges. 30-year-old Lawrence Sullivan dyed his hair green and tattooed his face to resemble that of the fictional villain. His ink included blackened eyes, a tattoo of the villain's trademark scarred smile, and numerous dark streaks across his face. Judging by the man's appearance, he seemed to have taken inspiration from the Joker depiction in the Dark Knight movie. Sullivan's extensive facial artwork gained internet attention after his latest mugshot was released. Miami-Dade County officers had arrested him for a concealed carry firearm offense, but in the past, he'd been arrested for allegedly pointing a gun at passing cars. Sullivan claimed that because of his tattoos, he was treated like a celebrity while he was in jail. When asked about his behavior, the man's family claimed he suffered from mental health issues. Number 9. Timothy Kepke and Noah Osborne. In 2019, 2 Florida men were detained by the authorities after they'd allegedly tried to get an alligator drunk. 22-year-old Noah Osborne found the reptile on the side of the road in Palm City and captured it with his bare hands. Osborne's friend, 27-year-old Timothy Kepke, was bitten by the alligator on the forearm as he tried to pour beer down its throat. The size of the alligator and the extent of the injury remain unspecified. On October 3rd, the authorities arrested the men after they found a video of the incident online. Both men admitted their wrongdoing and were charged with unlawfully taking an alligator. The same day of their arrest, they posted bail, which stood at $5,000 for Kepke and $2,500 for Osborne. A woman who was present as the pair tried to get the alligator drunk claimed that the animal had bitten Kepke in response to his hostility. Number 8. Malachi Love Robinson. In 2016, a Florida teenager was arrested for pretending to be a doctor and running an illegal medical practice. 18-year-old Malachi Love Robinson had his own office and would greet patients in a lab coat with a stethoscope around his neck. He had a website for the fake practice, which he named the New Birth, New Life Medical Center, where he listed himself as founder and CEO while pretending to be 25 years old. Aside from the typical fees that Love Robinson charged, it later emerged that he'd stolen $35,000 from an elderly patient. His operation was brought down by the authorities after an undercover agent posed as a patient, complaining of sore throat, sneezing, and lethargy. The fraudulent doctor took her temperature and listened to her lungs before diagnosing the woman with allergies and recommending over-the-counter medicine. Love Robinson was arrested and jailed for over 3 years after pleading guilty to grand theft and practicing medicine without a license. Number 7. Efthymios Michael Zachary Makidis. In January of 2020, Efthymios Michael Zachary Makidis was arrested for drugging, kidnapping, and severely beating a woman. The victim, whose identity wasn't disclosed, claimed that Makidis had offered her a ride from Orange County to her aunt's home in Marion County. The woman refused to get into the car with him and described Makidis as someone you're instantly scared of. The man was covered in tattoos, from his face to his body, and had a gun tucked in his waistband. Makidis forced the woman into the car, then poured a substance down her throat, which made her hallucinate. He then drove her to a property and transferred her to a camper van. It was there that Makidis and an accomplice took turns battering the woman. As the victim regained consciousness and tried to call an Uber, she was given another unknown substance. Makidis then punched the woman and burned her hair with a cigarette after holding a pair of scissors to her throat. The victim was forced out of the car at a Winn-Dixie parking lot, after which she contacted the authorities. Number 6. John Michael Haskew. In 2017, a man who tried to steal roughly $7 billion cited a higher power as justification for his crimes. John Michael Haskew of Lakeland, Florida, owed the government considerable amounts of money and saw a window of opportunity with a bank which was only identified as a nationally renowned financial institution. He used the bank routing number, which wasn't his, to schedule more than 70 transactions worth several billions between December the 9th and 10th. He would later claim that he'd learned how to make the fraudulent transactions through experimentation. The exorbitant sum attracted attention, and it wasn't long before Haskew was arrested, facing up to 5 years in prison. According to court documents, he claimed that Jesus Christ had created wealth for everyone. Through his attempted scheme, Haskew said that he wanted to get the wealth that he felt belonged to him, as Jesus had intended. Number 5. Rocco Mantella. In April of 2018, a Florida man was charged with animal cruelty after several witnesses reported they'd seen him practicing karate on swans in Orlando's Lake Eola Park. 34-year-old Rocco Mantella was spotted kicking swans in the head at full force. He'd also reportedly struck a sleeping duck. One witness told investigators that the man started laughing when he saw her reaction as he was chasing a swan. While none were critically hurt, several animals fell over as Mantella hit them in what was reported as a disturbing form of martial arts training. Mantella was arrested and remained in the Orange County Jail with a bond set at $1,000. Number 4. Michael Joseph Oleksik. In November of 2017, a man was arrested and charged with criminal mischief after he repeatedly struck an ATM in Cocoa, Florida. According to reports from the authorities, 23-year-old Michael Joseph Oleksik started hitting the machine's touchscreen because of a cash overflow error. Shortly after pummeling the ATM, Oleksik called the bank and told them he'd punched the machine because he got angry. It had given him too much money and didn't know what else to do. He apologized for his actions, but the bank called the police department, asking to press charges. When questioned by the authorities, Oleksik added that he'd taken out his frustration on the ATM because he was in a rush to get to work. The damage he'd caused was in excess of $5,000. Number 3. Justin Anthony Garcia. In late September of 2020, Justin Anthony Garcia was arrested after he slashed his cousin with a knife following a heated argument regarding milk. According to the arresting officers, the root cause of their altercation, which took place at a home in Lee County, had been whether whole milk or almond milk was better. The debate escalated to physical violence and 30-year-old Garcia punched his cousin in the forehead. The victim tried to swing back but missed. Afterwards, Garcia chased the man through the front yard and upon reaching him, slashed him on the torso with his pocket knife. The attacker was arrested and charged with aggravated battery while the victim recovered from what was deemed as a non-life-threatening injury. Today's topic was requested by Jets. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Robert Hardister. In recent years, a Florida man has become viral on social media due to his collection of mugshots, which show a drastic progression of the tattoos on his face. Robert Hardister, a serial offender in his late 20s, has been dubbed by the media as Tattoo Face. Hardister was first arrested in 2009, at which point he was 18 years old and had yet to get any tattoos on his face. In the years that followed, Hardister would be arrested at least 8 more times, mostly on vehicle theft charges. His collection of face tattoos started with some small neck tattoos and a teardrop below his right eye. In 2017, Hardister was arrested once more as he was found sitting in a stolen Chrysler. He told the officers that he was a drug trafficker who'd accepted the vehicle as collateral in a methamphetamine deal. By his 2017 mugshot, Hardister's face had become an amalgam of tattoos. They included a skeleton-like design on his mouth, wall graffiti on his neck, dark splotches on his nose, forehead and chin, as well as many other designs. A tattoo artist commented on Hardister's ink and expressed confusion, claiming he's got a lot of everything. Number 1. Rudy Eugene. On May the 26th of 2012, one of the most horrific attacks in recent memory took place in Miami, Florida. After driving to the beach in the morning, 31-year-old Rudy Eugene abandoned his Chevrolet Caprice and gradually discarded all of his clothes. Inside the vehicle, the police would find a Bible and 5 empty water bottles, which appeared to have recently been consumed. Eugene then encountered 65-year-old homeless man Ronald Popo, whom he'd briefly met before while doing charity work. The two engaged in a conversation about how they were going to die, and Eugene accused Popo of stealing his Bible. He started strangling him with wrestling holds and viciously beating him. Eugene then ferociously began to chew the man's face off. After an excruciating 18 minutes of what would later be known as the Miami cannibal attack, Popo's life was saved by a police officer named Jose Ramirez. He arrived at the scene and began warning Eugene, but the attacker growled at him and continued eating Popo's face. The gruesome onslaught only ceased after Ramirez shot him 5 times. Popo survived but lost over 75% of his face above the beard, becoming permanently blind and disfigured. While preliminary tests only detected cannabis in Eugene's system, the results were deemed inconclusive, with several experts believing the attack to be consistent with psychotic episodes induced by bath salts. Eugene also had a history of violence and mental illness, which could have also contributed to the attack. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on one of the links on your screen for more videos.